Hi, this is Tom Dunn. I'm a Deputy Chief with the New York City Fire Department, and I'd like to welcome all of you to Think Like an Incident Commander. Whether you're currently an incident commander, or if you're a firefighter or company officer with no intention of ever becoming an incident commander, I think we have some good relevant stuff for you in this course. Two of the main themes I'd like to hit at. Number one is to improve your ability to see the big picture at a fire or emergency operation. And by that I mean being able to look at an operation from the strategic point of view and not get lost in the specifics of the tactics that you're doing. In other words, appreciating the effects of the things you do on the fire ground. If you open a window, if you cut a roof, if you open a nozzle, you are affecting other people around you. So it's important to reinforce this big picture. The other thing I would hope to do, the second theme I hit on in the course, is to improve your ability to generally function on the fire ground. How can you best conduct yourself? How can you do a quicker, simpler, and more effective size-up? How can we communicate better? What types of decisions are we going to make, and how can we make them quicker and more efficient? I think whether you are a chief now or a firefighter or a company officer, you'll find some relevant stuff in the course. And again, just to emphasize, it's not just for chiefs. My own opinion is this concept of command presence should be certainly something a chief should be able to enforce in his life and his work, but a firefighter and company officer should also find this relevant. As far as my background, I've been with the FDNY for 32 years. The last 17 years I've been working as a chief officer, currently assigned to a division that covers the Bronx and Manhattan. And over that period of time, I've had the opportunity to be the incident commander at a lot of fires, a lot of which fortunately went very well, some of which could have gone better. And I've learned from my mistakes, I've learned from my experience. And I'd like to pass on to you some of the lessons I've learned and some of the tools I think that you can use to make yourself a better firefighter, company officer, or chief. As far as the course structure itself, you'll find this to be a very hands-on type of course. A good section of the course is a section that I will basically hand the class over to you. You'll be giving a series of fire scenarios, and I'll ask you to function as the incident commander, to tell us what you see from a strategic point of view, what your plan is to put out the fire. So we will be using videos, case studies, fireground communications, including some of the actual Mayday communications I've had to deal with on the fireground. We'll be using quite a bit of photos to reinforce a lot of concepts like decision-making on the fireground, size-up. How can we do a easier, quicker, safer size-up? How can we more efficiently communicate to each other? And something like stress. This is a topic that I don't think is emphasized enough in the fire service. Whether you're a chief or a firefighter, it doesn't matter. We're in a very stressful line of work. And I'd like to give you some of the tools I use based on my experiences to deal with stress on the fire ground, to calm yourself down, to be in a position to make a better decision as a firefighter or a company officer. I also try to gear the course to be as generic as possible. I'm not here to teach you FDNY techniques. I'm from a big city with a lot of resources. Most of you are from smaller towns and you're very resource challenged in terms of your personnel, in terms of perhaps your water supply and the amount of apparatus you have at the scene. So the concepts that we're going to go over are very generic. There are things that you can take home with you. My goals for the course would be that you can walk away a little more comfortable with making a decision, a safe decision on the fire ground, making a quicker, more effective size-up at the fire ground, communicating with each other more effectively, and generally conducting yourself, feeling that command presence we all talk about. And the net result of all of this, naturally, is to make us safer as firefighters. So again, welcome, and I hope to see all of you at Think Like an Incident Commander.